6 Common Complaints of Women Towards Men. In life as a couple, everything is not as beautiful as it is in movies. Not everything is rosy, it has its nuances. Women and men are different, women are more detailed, so that makes them somewhat demanding, they have more complaints towards men than vice versa. It must be taken into account the way in which these claims are manifested, and if they have a true foundation, since if there are already abuses or exaggerations can end up damaging the couple. When the reproach becomes the bread of every day, and you need explanations for almost everything. But why did you do this? Why didn't you do it? Why? It can end up being very annoying. It's like you're looking for a constant fight, you tend to argue for anything, constantly challenging your partner because you just want to win. When, yes in quotes, if seeking to argue becomes a habit, your partner will end up getting tired and not responding only because of the fact that you are already shutting down, and that is not winning. What you really win is that he gets tired and gets away and finds another person who is not always complaining about everything. What are the most common complaints? Among the most common we can mention: 1. Bothers you when he goes out with his friends. Everyone should have their own personal space. That from time to time he sees his friends does not mean that he prefers them more than you. Most men hate criticizing their friends or saying they spend a lot of time with them. Calling or sending texts very often when he goes out with them is annoying. Not letting him meet with friends or with family makes you look like a very absorbing person. If it is something that you cannot control, try making some plan also that day so that both can go out your own ways to get distracted. 2. That he just wants sex. While it is true that sex is one of the fundamental pillars of a relationship, there comes a time when it needs to be complemented with other things, such as details, ending up in a hug or with a conversation, which is why women usually complain, since men just go to the point and nothing else. Talk with your partner and let him know that some coddling is never out of fashion and that it means a nice detail to you. 3. Housework. Men do not have a very developed sense of order. Any place is the best place to leave their things thrown away. The opposite happens with women who want everything more orderly, but of course, that does not mean that you should become his employee nanny walking all the time fixing the mess that he leaves. Women are very irritated by some habits that men have, like not putting together dirty clothes, not dishwashing, leaving their shoes anywhere. It bothers a lot, but it's not worth fighting, since that alone will rob you of energy and both of you will end up anxious. Ideally, before moving in together, talk about who will take care of everything in order to avoid future problems. Divide the tasks and fulfill them to avoid future arguments. 4. Does not notice any change in your appearance. As we said before, women are more meticulous. Even when they observe other women, they do it as a scanner of the last generation. The man is not like that. He will not realize the minimum detail, but in general, he will not express to you if he notices some specific change. 5. Jealousy. Jealousy is sometimes given by valid situations, and sometimes not. And that's what you have to keep in mind when it comes to a fight. Getting to the point of being jealous, insecure, feeling jealous of everything and making claims for everything can cause big fights. There are things that are generated in your mind and that have nothing to do with reality, so it is best to forget them if there is really nothing concrete to discuss. 6. He does not remember anything. The fact that he does not remember important dates is something that deeply irritates women, but you should also start thinking if what you are claiming is not something a little exaggerated, like the first time you went to the movies or the first time he took you by hand. Think if it is really worth doing a drama for not remembering things like that. Having a bad time because he does not remember when he gave you the first kiss does not make much sense. If you have that capacity, enjoy yourself remembering that beautiful experience and avoid the bitter drink of the fight. To learn more about 6 common complaints of women towards men, download my book free by clicking the book image on the right or the link in the description below, and please subscribe to this channel and share this video.